This is a letter I'm writing to my dear niece. I'm doing this in a YouTube video. Actually, it's the only option I have because of my technical skills. I would like to do this personally with you. Don't know how. So it's going to be done live, and I have to learn how to cut off the. Oh, I just won't respond to the questions if they come on. Most time they don't come on. But I'm not talking to the public. I'm talking to my niece. I saw you recently updated your profile, niece, and I saw your picture, your photo. You know, and it's true that a picture is worth 1,000 words. You have been in college now for a year, maybe close to 2 years, and I can see, I can read the disappointment on your face. I can see the frustration because it's not what you thought it would be. You wanted to really go in there and learn something, that skills that you can use and help people with. However, you found out they're not really teaching you anything. You found out you've been propagandized. You know this from the inside of your gut. Because your own intuition tells you something is wrong here. The agenda was switched decades ago. I didn't know it then, but let me tell you a little history of myself. I was an educator. I was a teacher. I went to school, got my degrees, and taught in the elementary and public high schools. That's when I became aware that critical thinking skills were not in schools. And this is just a couple of 3 decades ago. That's when I made my discovery when I was a teacher. Critical thinking skills are not being taught. It wasn't taught then, it's not taught now. I think they stopped teaching it at the time integration came along. That's my, I can't prove that yet. I'm still looking for the results. But it would stand to reason that if they're going to integrate the schools, they do not want the oppressed people to learn how to think. That's why the private schools, people who can afford to go, are taught thinking skills. They're much smarter. Public school has become public prisons because they want you to be a robot, and they want you to repeat what they say when you know what they're saying don't make sense. You know that, niece. You're very smart. Schools are designed to dumb you down, and you refuse to be dumbed down. So you have this look on your face of disappointment. What am I to do? How can I live with myself? I don't want this. And if you had talked to me before you went to school, I would have told you. I would have shared with you. YouTube University can teach you skills free. You don't have to go in a classroom with a fake, and I say fake teacher, because the only reason I was able to get through the teaching program was because I was middle-aged. I wasn't a youth when I went and got my degrees. I had been living life a few decades, so I knew truth from falsehood. So when they wanted falsehood, me to sing it back to them, I didn't buck their system because I wanted to get out and teach. So I sung it back to falsehood, but I knew in my mind what the truth was. So that's what they teach you in all education, colleges. Everything is propaganda programming. The teachers are not equipped to teach you. What's being said is that the whole system needs to be destroyed because it's not doing anything for the children. Why do you think there's an epidemic among the youth? Some of them just get tired. They just can't find their place. They're so disoriented with life. They do one thing they know they can do, which takes them off the planet. So what I'm saying is this: get out of the school, get out of that prison, get out of that confinement. It would program you to destroy yourself if you're not strong enough. And let YouTube know I do have a backup. I'm recording this, so if you remove this, I'll find another avenue to put it on. Because this word has to get out. As I said, I don't want like going through YouTube, but it's a medium that's useful for me at the moment. I'd rather write a letter to my niece than to share this information publicly, so maybe it can be helpful for someone else, but that's not my intent. My purpose is to assist you, niece, and I'm sharing with you what needs to be done. When you recognize propagandized bull, you don't have to take it. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to smell it. You have a choice. You have a choice. Don't believe in yourself. I would assist you, whatever field you want to go in. I will be there with you as your uncle. Just let me know what you want to do. It's free. You have to be disciplined. In other words, you just can't go and study when you feel like it. You have to do it every day. There's certain things you have to do. But you don't have to live in misery because you've been forced to be a robot, and that's not your nature. You're a free thinker. That's what I appreciate about you. Of anybody in the family, I can say you are a free thinker, and I want you to keep that freedom to think. Don't let them squash that out of you by being conformed. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy your spirit. When you destroy spirit, a person's spirit, the most holy part of them, there's nothing left. I'm telling you at a young age, make a decision. I made the decision when I was very young that I'm not going to stay in a situation that I'm not happy in. I was 14 and I was living with my great aunt. And I wasn't happy. Bottom line, I had a choice. I left and went live with my mother's, who was in real poverty. My great aunt was a prosperity, so it was like on the other side of the tracks. Why am I sharing all this? We have tough choices to make, but the choice you make today would be, let's say it like this: if you know you're right in your heart, it cannot be a wrong choice. You never have any regrets. I never have any regrets because I know the choices I make are in my heart. They're from my Creator. So I think I've talked enough. Contact me, call me, and I can advise you further. But if you don't want to be free and you want to fit in with this society, and they're not going to take you anywhere, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Going to college is not what it all pumped up to be. Do your research. You find that all these millionaires that being made in the last few years, they didn't go to college. Some of them made a living off of the technology of operating a website, a YouTube. Some of them tapped into the educational system on YouTube where you can learn real critical thinking skills. It's publicly and it's free, but nobody's going to tell you that because they want you to pay for BS. They want you to pay and use your energy in the form of money to support a whole class of people who can't teach you anything. That's the system. The system is corrupt, what's being said. The less you participate in that system, the happier you'll be. Take it from me. And it's not popular. It's not a popular place to be. The popular people want to be accepted by everybody else. Yeah, it's not. If you want to be popular, that's not the you not. Let's say it like this: it's only for the strong. I mean, you got to be strong-minded. You can't be a people pleaser. You can't be a person who suck up. That's what they're teaching you. The suck up to the professor, who you can't stand, who's lying to you, who have don't have the basic common sense that you have as a youth. They're trying to take that out of you because they don't have it. So when you suck up to them, you destroying the God in you. Don't do that. I couldn't have went to college if I was you. Matter of fact, when I got out of high school, valedictorian, let you know I wasn't a dummy, president of my class. Yeah, I got scholarships to college. But there was a lot of confusion because they'll start integrating the college teachers then. And I didn't understand it because I come from a strong, uh, my own teachers. So that's when I dropped out. came back 30 years later when I knew what was going on and got my degree. And it was mostly the discipline that I got, study skills, because they teach you nothing that you can really use. Even my success as a teacher was based on my own knowledge. Nothing they taught me worked. I didn't even use it because I knew it didn't work. But I got A's and B's in it just to get my degree. So I'm telling you all this to say you don't have to go through all that. I just went 2 years. That's all I needed. But after 3 years, they got you. Most people can't stand up to that type of propaganda longer than a year or two. Then they break you down and you lose yourself. You've been propagandized. In other words, you've been made one of their puppets, one of their slaves. And just listen to these professors who come out of colleges now. They don't make no sense. Whatever they're talking about, you can't understand them. They sound like they know something, but they don't know jack. So take this from your uncle. You don't need their approval. You don't need a piece of paper to say what you know. You're very smart. Contact me. I'll assist you. But you have to have in your mind what you want to do. You have to have that strongly in your mind. If you don't have that, I can't assist you because I'm not going to tell you what to do. You got to have in your own mind what you want. And then I'll assist and guide you. Won't cost you anything. But in the meantime, you're going to need some income to sustain yourself. I can direct and guide you to that. Everything is going to be working for yourself. Even as a youth, I worked for someone, my limit was about 6 months. So we're not designed to work for people. Especially if you're strong-minded like you are. I just want you to be yourself and keep your integrity and who the Great Spirit made you to be. And I don't want to see a picture of you looking so unhappy. That's why I'm doing this audio. It hurts me to see you so unhappy. And so I've just told you in the last 20 minutes why you're unhappy. But it's up to you if you want to accept what I'm saying, what's being said, or reject it. That's your choice. We all have choices. That's the point being made. So God has guided me to try to assist my niece. And I would like for you to, even if you think I don't make any sense, tell me to my face. We need to have a communication going on. What's wrong? Why you can't talk to me? I promise if you call me, I'm not going to bawl you out or talk crazy to you. I may have done that before. Okay, I got my picture on now. Well, maybe it's time for you to see me. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.